Hello again, everyone. Deflect here, Firm but Fair Gaming. Want to bring you a video on Guardian Druid, a class that recently got a tree work on the reset. So that was a nice little rework to Guardian Druid. It didn't give you too drastically much different, but it was a small buff nonetheless. Guardian Druid is best known for its Ursox tanking. Basically, you do huge pulls based around your Ursox. It hasn't changed a ton. You're not quite unkillable, but you are very hard to kill during your Ursox Incarn pulls. We'll start with the stats. Basically, stats you want to look for is haste, crit, and verse. Those are your three stats. It'll be haste more than verse, and then crit up there. You're like, your crit's pretty good. Mastery is also good. Like, all stats are pretty decent for Bear. As you can see, I'm not fully geared on this one. I haven't tanking dungeons, but I just don't have everything bought yet. Mastery increases your health. Verse increases your damage done in healing, which is very great, very good. Haste increases the cast speed and energy regen, which is also something you want, and then crit for the extra effective chance of heals. Those are the stats. They're all pretty good. Like, I'm gonna work on a combination very close to equaling them, but it will be, you know, haste and verse to start. I don't have the I haven't bought the stuff on the Druid yet, so I don't have the Lariat or anything on it. I just haven't got to it yet, to be honest. I've been playing the DH a lot, and gonna work on that. So I will once I get it, I'll put it up. And I might get the main hand built as well, so the main hand will be good to have as well. But moving on, the Lariat will be my first thing for sure. The neck is definitely the one you want, and the one you want to go for right off the bat. Moving into the talents, because the talents are the most, I think, the most important part. I don't have 4-piece on my Druid either, so 4-piece is really struggling to get it up there. But once I get 4-piece, it will really be, it'll be moving along. We'll put it that way. I'll start with the left talent tree. Basically, Bear has changed a bit. You used to do these huge pulls with Incarn and then just spam Thrash. That's all you had to do with Bear in Shadowlands. It has changed a little bit. In Dragonflight, you will now be spamming Moonfire and Thrash. And then because Incarn, it won't give you the Absorb Shield because nobody goes this path. It's not worth it. You will be using Moonfires along with Iron Fur and Frenzied Regen to keep yourself alive. So you'll have basically unlimited Frenzied Regens while you're in Incarn, is the new playstyle. Going down, I'll start at the right side of the left tree. I take the Moonkin path. I go here for the magic damage increase in healing by 6%. Then I take Typhoon because I really like Typhoon. It's a great interrupt, stun, knockback type idea. Also, this is a great to have your abilities all have 3 extra yards, which is a phenomenal talent. I use the increased range because Typhoon doesn't have a huge range to begin with. And that also gets me Vortex. Vortex is a great mechanic to pin enemies. Not so good on Sanguine weeks, but very good nonetheless on other weeks. Sanguine weeks that can go all sorts of bad. Going down the left side, you will want the physical damage and armor increased by 6%. You have to take Iron Fur. You must take Thick Hide, reduce all damage taken by 6%. This week, because of the bolstering, sorry, it's bolstering. I keep forgetting it's bolstering, not raging. I keep thinking it's raging. You can soothe raging. You can't soothe bolstering. Going through, you'll want your interrupt, in cap for your AoE interrupt. I take 1 point in Well-Honed Instincts and gain 6% Bear Form versatility. You're free 30% max health healing every 1.5 minutes with renewal. Great talent to have. And your Heart of the Wild actually, I found out, stacks with Moonfire. Someone mentioned that in the comments last time, which is great. I didn't think it would because it's supposed to be for your off spec, but Moonfire is a Bear talent now, so I didn't think it would, but it does. Going through the Guardian tree. Now, because of the change, you can take Earth Warden with Blood Frenzy. You had to make the choice before. Now you can get it. Going down the right side, reduce all damage you take by 50%. Survival Instincts, you pick up the first one. You pick up the second charge because they are very good defensive ones for you. This one sucks, but it is what it is. Gory Fur really doesn't matter, but it has a chance to reduce the cost of your next Iron Fur. Reduce the cooldown of Bark Skin so you can get After the Wild. After the Wild is a huge group heal. It is phenomenal. Definitely take this talent, which will bring you into the arcane side of this build. So it will bring you to Twin Fire Moons, which allows you to hit 2 people in Moonfires instead of 1. It will allow you to get into a Loon Favor. Bear form, you deal 10% increased arcane damage and are healed for 30%. Moonfire reduced damage dealt to you by 10%, so you get a 30% heal from the Moonfire and a 10% damage reduction. This will trigger a Galactic Guardian, which will be a Moonfire that you that when you cast generates 8 rage and deals 300% increased damage. So it says increased direct damage. So I'm going to test the dot, but it definitely increases the direct damage from it. And the Raise the Sleeper, which is a 25% damage reduction for 10 seconds and increases your damage done by 15% and gives you a 25% leech. So it's huge to have this. You'll also want Fury of Nature. Now, I am going back and forth seeing which one is better for me between Berserk Unchecked Aggression and Fury of Nature. This will get you a 10% bigger arcane damage, so it'll go to 20%, which will be your Moonfires. Or I'll get haste for 15 seconds or 15%. So I'm in between which one. So it will look like this otherwise. That will be the other play. The exact same, you're just taking Berserk and going to the Moonfire build. I always take Earth Warden. Earth Warden is a huge heal that's passive. It will account for 10 to 15% of your healing every dungeon just by passively absorbing hits. Huge benefit with Earth Warden. And reducing the Frenzy regen cooldown by 30% is phenomenal, which brings it to 22 seconds. You get Circle of Life and Death, which makes your dots tick better, which will make your Moonfire hit quicker, which will do more damage for you, which will give you more shielding. So it's kind of a talent that's really great, and it works well, synergizes with all the talents so far. Incarn is Incarn. If you played Bear before, Incarn is your big window where you can do tons of damage and are almost unkillable. And now you can reduce the cooldown. You can get it somewhere just over 2 minutes. So you can do big pulls every 2-ish minutes. Keyword on the ish, it's not exactly 2, it's ish. So basically when you're a bear, if you're going towards a pack, you want to start moonfiring to get dots on all of them. And then when you get there, you can Heart of the Wild, Incarn Sleeper, and then you'll be keeping your dots up with your thrashes. And then when you start getting low, I don't have low health here because we are in obviously a training dummy, but you will see you'll want to use Iron Furs and Frenzy Regens, and you will have those up the entire time your your Incarn is up. So making sure that you are keeping dots up and Iron Furs and keeping your thrash up while you are spamming in Incarn. That will be your key play. It is very good, especially when you get a ton of targets. That was 6 targets and you were doing a lot of DPS. The worst part is that reset. So unfortunately, we'd have to go back. That was 6 seconds. 41 seconds, the average 33k on a 6 target pack. And you can see during Incarn even, Moonfire is grossly your amount of damage. Regardless. So it's switched back on me on that one. You can see it's a crazy amount of your damage will come from the Moonfire dot, especially when you hit Heart of the Wild, because that will give you that much more damage on Moonfire, which in turn, you got to remember, out of that 800,000 will get you just under 300,000, 250 or 260-ish thousand healing as well. So great ability, but that's roughly the idea behind Bear, is these big windows based around your Incarn, based around your Rage, and you can have, Heart of the Wild on every third one. which really stacks it. As for trinkets, right now I'm using the Life Flame and the Seed. The Seed is a great trinket. I really like this trinket. Life Flame's okay. It's just what I have right now. It's not really great, but that's what I'm running. And then you have all sorts of utility with Vortex, Typhoon, and Incap. If you have any questions on this, definitely leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see more content on WoW. And yes, I haven't updated this. It still has Blood Barrier. I'm going to replace this so it doesn't have this on my UI, but that will be replaced. I just haven't decided if I'm going to put another trinket there or if I'm just going to take that out in general. So anyways, this was Deflect, Firm and Fair Gaming. We'll see you in the next video.